Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into some seriously cool stuff today with insights from fashion e-commerce expert, Vinny.
Yeah,
So if your brand is like, hitting a wall with rising customer acquisition costs,
yeah,
or you're seeing like a dip in conversion rates,
for sure.
we're going to uncover some really, really fascinating strategies for success.
Absolutely.
And a big thank you to today's sponsor, Cloutfit.ai.
Hmm.
They're a B2B fashion commerce company, and they were founded by, get this, the former CPO and CTO of some major fashion e-commerce companies.
Wow.
They're using AI to do some pretty amazing things like boosting user engagement and helping their clients, actually make more money.
Right.
We'll get into all that a bit more later, but for now, let's dive into this deep dive.
Yeah.
Vinny had some really interesting things to say about personalization. Have you ever been like super frustrated when you see an ad for something you actually like and you click on it and it takes you to like a totally generic page?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's like they don't even care.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Vinny argues that real personalization goes way beyond just like using a customer's name in an email.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like really understanding their whole journey as a customer
Yeah,
and giving them value at every single touch point.
absolutely.
It's kind of like, how my wife has that, super expensive moisturizer?
Uh-huh.
They justify the price by breaking it down to like the cost per day.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like suddenly it doesn't feel so bad.
Yeah.
But even with the best intentions, like personalization can feel really overwhelming,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
especially for larger brands.
Especially,
Where do you even start?
well, Vinny suggests starting with, like, your unknown visitors. Like,
Right.
who are they and how are they, even finding your brand?
Right.
And then you got to, like, look for those patterns in their behavior.
Okay.
And then segment your audience into smaller groups
Yeah.
with shared, needs and preferences.
So you're not trying to be everything to everyone.
Exactly.
You're like
Yeah.
creating these smaller,
Yeah.
more focused groups.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And once you have like those groups, then you can start tailoring your messaging and offerings to really resonate with them.
Awesome.
Another crucial aspect is like understanding the why behind customer actions.
Okay.
So for example, like why are people abandoning their carts?
Right.
Like, are they getting cold feet or is there something else going on?
Yeah.
You can use tools like exit surveys or those on-site polls to kind of get to the bottom of it.
It's like detective work almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Uncovering the clues to figure out why they left.
That's a good way to put it.
Now, this next point from Vinny, this might be a little controversial.
Uh-oh.
He brought up the idea of like blacklisting customers
Oh.
who excessively return items.
Oh,
I can see both sides. You know.
yeah.
You don't want to alienate your customers.
Right.
But then again, there's a point where excessive returns become a real problem for the business.
Yeah, and it hurts the environment too.
Oh, for sure.
All that shipping back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think a more like productive approach would be to really try to understand why they're returning so much stuff.
Okay.
Is it a sizing issue?
Uh-huh.
Are the product descriptions not clear enough?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they like buying multiple sizes just to send most of it back?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, so if you can figure out like the root cause of the returns,
Yeah.
then you can start exploring like more targeted solutions.
Right, so it's not just about punishing people.
Exactly.
It's about understanding what's going on
Mm-hmm.
and finding ways to improve the whole experience.
Exactly.
Speaking of understanding customer behavior,
Yeah.
Vinny had this really interesting example from Walmart
Oh, yeah.
about how they adjust their like website merchandising based on the time of day.
That's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they recognize that. Like, yeah, customers have different needs and motivations
Yeah.
depending on what time of day it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So, for example, like in the morning, someone might be shopping for pet food.
Right.
And they're all about like value and convenience.
Yeah. Get it done.
Yeah, quick delivery.
Yeah.
But later on, that same customer might be, browsing for clothes
Uh-huh.
or home goods.
Right.
So Walmart's website like shifts to cater to that browsing mindset.
It's like they're anticipating what you're looking for.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
They're using data not just to like personalize messages,
Right.
but to personalize the entire shopping experience.
Yeah, throughout the day.
Like, that's amazing.
I know.
Yeah.
So cool.
So cool. And it really highlights the power of data, data-driven decision-making.
Yeah.
Speaking of data, Vinny introduced this like really intriguing concept.
Okay.
He calls it a marketing rhythm.
Okay.
Have you ever like thought about the time between purchases
Hmm.
as a key performance indicator? I have to admit, not really.
Yeah. It's often overlooked, but Vinny argues it's like a total game changer.
Right.
Instead of getting like, caught up in vanity metrics,
Right.
like ROAS,
Uh-huh.
focusing on that average time between purchases can really help you accelerate cash flow
Okay.
and build those, stronger customer relationships.
So how does this marketing rhythm actually work, like in practice?
Okay, so let's say your data shows that a customer typically buys a new dress every 6 months.
Okay.
You can then use that insight to optimize your marketing cadence, like schedule targeted promotions and content leading up to that 6-month mark
Right.
to encourage them to, make another purchase.
Gotcha.
It's about anticipating their needs and being there at the right time.
That's really smart.
And with the power of automation, you can set these personalized marketing rhythms to, like, run on autopilot.
Oh, nice.
Totally.
So your team can focus on the big picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Technology can be such a powerful tool for streamlining those, like, repetitive tasks. Yeah.
And free up your team to focus on strategy and creativity.
But it's important to remember that the customer journey goes beyond just online interactions, right?
Right. You have to consider all those touch points, online and offline.
Exactly.
Precisely. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about sustainability.
Okay.
It's such a hot topic in fashion.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
But Vinny pointed out that it's often used as this like marketing buzzword
Right.
without any real substance behind it.
I see that all the time, yeah.
It's like they just slap sustainable on a label,
Yeah.
but don't really explain what it actually means.
And there's no action behind it.
No action, just words.
Exactly.
Vinny shared a statistic that was pretty shocking, actually.
Okay.
Only 12% of the top 1,000 European fashion brands have a publicly available CSR or ESG policy.
Wow, that's a really low number.
That is, right.
It makes you wonder what sustainability actually means for those brands.
It does raise some questions, yeah.
Like, how can technology be used to reduce waste
Right.
or optimize production?
And create a more transparent and accountable supply chain.
Exactly. These are the questions brands need to be asking themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the example Vinny gave about this wine producer who claimed to be sustainable.
Uh-huh.
And when they were asked for details, they basically said, well, we use every byproduct of our production to create something else.
That's vague.
Yeah, it was a perfect illustration of how not to communicate sustainability.
Right.
Instead of relying on vague terminology, they should focus on the specific actions they're taking
Yeah.
and the impact of those actions, right?
Exactly. It's about telling authentic stories that resonate with people.
Right, show, don't tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of authenticity,
Uh-huh.
Vinny brought up this really sobering point about customer loyalty.
Okay.
He said, once it's broken, it's really tough to regain,
Oh, yeah.
especially in fashion where, consumers have so many choices.
Yeah. The fashion landscape is constantly changing. New trends are emerging all the time.
It's super competitive.
It is.
And while it's important to, address customer issues quickly and effectively,
Right.
Vinny emphasizes the importance of being proactive
Okay.
to prevent those issues from even happening in the first place.
So it's not just about putting out fires. It's about preventing them.
Yeah, fire prevention.
Exactly. That means actively seeking out feedback from customers,
Yeah.
monitoring what people are saying on social media, anticipating their needs to create those seamless and positive experiences.
He shared a really inspiring example from Gymshark during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
They recognized that their community was struggling with mental health.
Oh, wow.
And they, pivoted their whole influencer marketing strategy
Okay.
to focus on at-home workouts and well-being content.
Wow. That's amazing.
It was a really powerful demonstration of empathy
Yeah.
and responsiveness.
They were really paying attention to what their customers were going through.
Yeah.
And they adapted. That kind of genuine care goes a long way in building trust and loyalty.
It makes you feel like they've got your back.
Yeah, totally.
Now, let's dive a little deeper into this whole customer loyalty thing.
Okay.
Vinny touched on the fact that it's not like a one-size-fits-all concept.
Right.
There are actually different types of loyalty.
There are.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We often talk about customer loyalty as if it's just one thing,
Yeah, for sure.
but there are nuances to it.
Okay.
There's true loyalty, which is like that deep emotional connection that some brands are lucky enough to have.
Yeah, lucky.
Those are the customers who are like true advocates.
Right.
They love your brand and everything it stands for.
Yeah.
I think about those diehard fans who line up for hours to get the latest product release.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Then there's cult loyalty,
Okay.
which is more about a sense of belonging to a community or a tribe, like those sneakerheads who are passionate about a particular brand or style.
It's like they're part of an exclusive club.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we have inertial loyalty,
Okay.
which is more about convenience or habit.
Okay.
These are the customers who stick with the brand because it's familiar and easy.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because they have a deep emotional connection.
Right. They're just used to it.
Yeah, they might not be actively seeking out your brand,
Right.
but they're not really looking for alternatives either.
Yeah. Right.
And lastly, there's mercenary loyalty,
Okay.
which is all about incentives,
Like,
discounts, rewards programs, exclusive deals, that sort of thing.
okay.
They're looking for the best deal, and if you can give it to them, they'll stick around.
Gotcha.
So understanding these different types of loyalty can help you tailor your strategies
Yeah.
for winning back customers who have, maybe strayed a little.
Right.
You wouldn't use the same approach for a truly loyal customer
Okay.
who had a bad experience
Right.
as you would for a mercenary customer who's mostly motivated by price.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's about understanding their motivations
Yeah.
and finding the right buttons to push.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's not just about winning back lost customers.
right.
It's about preventing them from leaving in the first place.
Okay.
That means understanding what their pain points are,
Mm-hmm.
what they expect,
Yeah.
what they value most from your brand.
So how do we get inside their heads?
Well, data's a big part of it,
Yeah.
but it's not just about crunching numbers.
Right.
We need to actually listen to what they're saying.
Absolutely.
Huh.
Social media is a goldmine for that.
Oh, for sure.
Pay attention to what people are saying about your brand, good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
Respond to comments, engage in conversations,
Right.
show them you're listening.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask for feedback directly.
Yeah, good point.
Send out surveys,
Uh-huh.
run polls, host focus groups.
Mhm.
There are so many ways to get those valuable insights.
I love that. And remember, feedback is a gift, even when it's negative.
Oh, absolutely.
It's an opportunity to learn and grow and improve.
It's all about continuous improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've talked a lot about the challenges facing fashion e-commerce brands.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of opportunity out there.
There is.
Vinny is really bullish on the potential of technology to, transform the industry.
He is, and I share his optimism.
Yeah,
I think AI in particular has the power to really help brands personalize those experiences, optimize their operations,
Right.
and ultimately create a more sustainable and ethical fashion industry.
Okay, let's get specific.
Okay.
How is AI being used in fashion e-commerce right now?
Well, one of the most obvious applications is in personalization.
Mm-hmm.
AI-powered recommendation engines are getting so sophisticated
I bet.
at predicting what customers want to buy
Yeah.
based on their past behavior,
Yeah.
their browsing history,
Right?
even their social media activity.
That's like having a virtual stylist
It is.
who knows your taste better than you do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
And it's not just about suggesting products. It's about creating a truly personalized experience
Yeah.
across all touch points.
Okay, so what else? How else is AI shaking things up in fashion?
Another area where AI is making a huge impact is inventory management.
Oh.
AI-powered systems can analyze sales data, predict future demand,
Yeah.
and even optimize pricing in real time.
Wow.
This is huge for fashion brands,
Yeah.
especially those dealing with fast-moving trends and seasonal collections.
Right, it's like having a crystal ball
It is.
that tells you what's going to sell and when.
Exactly. It helps brands avoid overstocking, reduce waste,
Right.
and become more profitable.
And it's not just about the bottom line.
Right.
AI can also be used to improve sustainability efforts
Exactly.
by optimizing shipping routes, minimizing packaging waste,
Yeah.
and even identifying more ethical and sustainable sourcing options.
It's pretty amazing.
That's incredible. So AI isn't just about making money.
Right.
It's about making a positive impact.
Right. Exactly. It has the potential to transform the fashion industry for the better.
Now, I have to ask, you mentioned ethical sourcing.
Uh-huh.
Is there a role for AI in helping brands make more ethical choices?
Absolutely. AI can help brands analyze their supply chains, track the origins of materials, and identify potential areas of risk
Right.
related to labor practices or environmental impact.
So it can help bring more transparency to the industry.
That's the goal.
Love
By
it.
shining a light on those complex supply chains, AI can help brands make more informed and ethical choices.
That's really encouraging.
Yeah.
It sounds like AI has the potential to solve a lot of the problems facing the fashion industry.
It certainly has the potential,
Yeah.
but it's important to remember that AI is a tool,
Right.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Yeah, we have to be mindful of the potential pitfalls.
We do, but I think if we approach AI with intention and purpose and a strong ethical framework,
Yeah.
we can harness its power to create a more sustainable, equitable,
Right.
and ultimately a more joyful fashion industry.
That joyful fashion industry. I love that.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I think by embracing technology, fostering those genuine relationships with customers, and staying true to our values,
Yeah.
we can make that vision a reality.
It's a reminder that technology should be in service of humanity,
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Well said.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground already.
We have.
Personalization, data-driven decision-making, sustainability,
Yeah, it's been a lot.
different types of customer loyalty, and it all kind of leads up to this, the Mini's vision for a fashion industry that's powered by tech, but still grounded in those human values.
Yeah, it's an exciting vision.
It is.
One where AI can help brands connect with customers on a deeper level,
Right.
optimize their operations and make more, responsible choices.
But just like with any powerful tool,
Yeah.
we have to be aware of the potential pitfalls.
Absolutely. We can't just blindly embrace technology without thinking about the ethical implications.
Exactly. So let's talk about those challenges.
Right.
What are some of the things we need to be aware of as AI becomes more common in the fashion world?
Well, one of the biggest concerns is bias.
Okay.
AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on.
Right.
So if that data is flawed or reflects existing biases, then the AI system can actually perpetuate those biases.
And that leads to...
Unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
Could you give us a real-world example of how that might happen in fashion?
Sure. Imagine an AI system that's designed to personalize clothing recommendations.
Okay.
If it's trained on data that mostly features models of a certain body type or skin tone, it might end up recommending similar styles to all customers.
Even if they don't fit that mold.
Exactly, regardless of their individual preferences or body diversity.
That would be so frustrating for shoppers.
Totally.
And it would limit the brand's reach, too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. It would prevent them from reaching a wider audience and celebrating the beauty of, diverse bodies and styles.
So how do we make sure AI is being used ethically in fashion? What can brands do to mitigate these risks?
I think transparency is key. Brands need to be open about how they're using AI, what data they're collecting, and how they're addressing potential bias.
So are you saying that customers should be asking brands about their AI policies?
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask those questions, like
Right.
how are they ensuring their AI systems are fair and inclusive? What are they doing to protect customer data and privacy?
So it's about demanding accountability
Yeah.
and pushing for ethical practices.
Exactly, and using our power as consumers to support brands that align with our values.
Right. Vote with your wallet.
Yeah, choose brands that are committed to transparency, diversity, and ethical sourcing.
It's about supporting the kind of fashion industry we want to see.
Exactly.
It's a good reminder that technology should be in service of humanity,
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Well said.
Well, that's it for our deep dive into the fashion algorithm.
It's flown by.
I know, right? We hope you found this episode insightful and inspiring.
It's been a pleasure.
A huge thank you to our sponsor, Cloutfit.ai. They're a B2B fashion commerce company founded by, get this, the former CPO and CTO of major fashion e-commerce companies.
Wow, seriously.
I know. They're using AI to boost user engagement and help their clients see a real bump in revenue.
If you're looking for smarter fashion tech, they sound like the perfect solution.
Absolutely. Check them out at cloutfit.ai.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, it's CLOUTFIT.ai.
Got it.
And if you found this episode helpful, share it with someone who'd appreciate these insights.
Yeah, spread the knowledge.
And don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more deep dives into the world of fashion and beyond.
Awesome.
Until next time, stay curious.